Okay, we are now live. Sorry. For some reason, I haven't mastered the skill of clicking the mute and video button one time. I have to end up clicking it 2 or 3 times before it actually engages. Mr. Richmond, sir, we are now live on YouTube, which makes this a public hearing. And I need you to understand that anything you say during this proceeding will be heard in a public forum. So don't discuss anything that you would not want the whole world to know. Okay, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Richmond, sir, you've been charged in warrant number 2021 CW 54549 with committing the offense of home invasion in the first degree. In warrant 2021 CW 54550, you've been charged with the offense, committing the offense of kidnapping. In warrant number 2021 CW 54551, you've been charged with the offense of possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. Those are the 3 charges I have for Mr. Richmond. Is that all that he's facing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Freeman, you may swear in your witness and proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. I'm Detective Cantrell. Would you raise your right hand, please? You swear and affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in the matter of State of Georgia versus Justin Richmond will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, it is.
Thank you. You can lower your hand. Please tell us your name and how you're employed.
Raquel Cantrell, employed with the Forest Park Police Department.
How long have you worked with the Forest Park Police Department?
6 years.
And ma'am, were you assigned to work a case involving the defendant, Justin Richmond?
Yes.
Now, through your investigation, was there, let me ask you this way, on September 20th of 2021, the officers respond to 417 C8 Barton Drive in Forest Park?
Yes.
Okay, why did they respond to that location?
They responded in reference to a missing person.
Do you recall that missing person's name?
Yes, it's Miss Aquindalyn Richmond.
What was the information that your department received regarding Miss Richmond?
We received information from her half-sister, Miss Brittany Sims. She stated that her sister didn't pick her children up from daycare. And when she went to check on her at the apartment, the door was forced open. So she was worried and called us.
Did you go to the apartment to see, I guess, how it was forced open?
Yes.
And what did you observe regarding the door?
The door and the door frame were detached and unable to be secured, as if it was being forced open.
Okay. So after getting that information from Ms. Brittany Sims, what happened?
The next thing was we started doing some backtrack on where the things happened throughout the day. Aquindalyn dropped her children off at 8. The daycare called multiple times, but nobody answered. Brittany told me that she was going through a divorce with her husband. And they have been having issues. We did some research on Aquindalyn and Mr. Justin Richmond and found a battery case back in 2019. After that, I continued through my investigation, searching her cell phone. And then I contacted AT&T and I was able to get coordinates leading all the way up to Kentucky.
Okay. Were you able to speak to any possible witnesses who may have seen anything at the apartment complex?
No, we weren't able, when I was there, no, I did not speak to any witnesses, but the officers that arrived on scene first stated that they spoke to 2 anonymous neighbors who heard an argument in the apartment. Of course, they didn't see anybody. They just heard a male and a female arguing and someone says, "I don't want you here." That's all the information that we have from the witnesses.
Okay. So from the research and everything that you did, were you able to locate Ms. Richmond?
Yes, I did. I was able to locate her in Kentucky, and I ended up contacting that local department, which was Williamsburg, Kentucky. And what they were able to locate her in the radius of what I've seen on the coordinates that AT&T provided.
And in what condition was Miss Richmond when she was located?
From what I can hear on the phone when I spoke with her briefly, she was, it sounded like her voice was very shaky and it's as if she was crying. I didn't speak with her long because I know she was also speaking with the officers there. And I spoke with her a week or two later, and she said that at the time she was still shaking up. So I really wasn't able to speak with her about the incident.
Okay. So after she was located, and just to be clear, she was located in Kentucky.
Yes.
Do you know what type of facility or location or building she was located?
From my understanding, I believe it was behind a hotel, possibly a motel. I didn't write it.
Okay. Was Mr. Davis with her at that time?
Mr. Davis, Mr. Richmond?
I'm sorry, Mr. Richmond?
Yes, he was.
Okay. When you stated that you were able to speak to Miss Richmond a couple of weeks after she was located, what did she tell you that happened between she and Mr. Richmond?
Prior to her leaving, she stated that they were arguing over the phone. He ended up arriving at the apartment. He kicked open the door. They were arguing again. She noticed that he had a gun. He forcibly sexually assaulted her. They continued to argue, pointing a gun at her face, saying that he was about to kill her. And then she stated that he wanted to get the kids, but when they got in the car, they could just continue to drive until we started looking for her.
Did Ms. Richmond indicate when Mr. Richmond kicked in the door where his gun was located? Or did he point the gun at her? Did he make the threats with the gun? Did he do anything with the gun? Did she say?
Just made threats and pointed at her.
Okay. Did Ms. Richmond indicate whether or not she wanted to leave with Mr. Richmond?
Oh, she said no, she did not want to.
After, when they got into, well, first, whose car did they get into?
Her car.
After they got into the vehicle, is this when they drove to Kentucky?
Yes, she said that they drove around for a while and she did not know where they were. And until they were stopped, she didn't know where exactly he was going.
Have you been able to interview Mr. Richmond?
I have not.
Do you know if the police in Kentucky interviewed Mr. Richmond regarding this incident?
They did say they were conducting their own investigation. I'm not exactly sure the findings of that. I'm still trying to retrieve that information.
Okay. Did this incident take place in Clayton County?
Yes, it did.
Thank you. No further questions.
Ms. Pleasant?
Thank you, Judge. You testified that there were two neighbors who heard an argument.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you know the proximity of the neighbors to the incident location?
They wanted to remain anonymous, so no, the officer didn't tell me.
So no, the what? I can hear the last part.
No, the officers, I don't know exactly their apartment number, no, ma'am.
Okay, no, I was asking the numbers. I was asking proximity.
Like how close to where I don't.
Okay. And you indicated that they drove around for a while and then drove to Kentucky, correct?
Yes.
Who actually drove the vehicle?
Mr. Richmond.
And this happened September 20th.
Yes,
Do you have an ETA on when you're going to get Williamsburg's police incident report?
I do not have an ETA. It's been phone tag. It's a small department. They don't have a CID unit, so I'm basically contacting one person. So it's been kind of phone tag with him.
But you don't know whether or not Mr. Richmond conducted an interview with that department.
I do not know all the findings of that.
All right. That's all I have, Your Honor.
Ms. Freeman, any redirect?
No, Your Honor, the state rests.
Okay. May this officer be excused?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Detective
Thank you,
Cantrell.
Detective.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Any argument?
State waives opening.
No evidence or argument from the defense, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Freeman?
Judge, we just asked that all charges be bound over to Superior Court.
Okay. I find that there is sufficient evidence to bind over the charges of home invasion, kidnapping, and possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime. They will be bound over to the Superior Court of Clayton County. Is there anything else on this case?
Not from the state.
Your Honor, I do not know, as I do not have Monday's calendar, if it's scheduled for a bond hearing. However, kidnapping would also be required to, he would be required to appear before a Superior Court judge. So it would need to be removed and then filed upstairs.
Right. It is currently showing as being on the Friday's calendar, but you are correct. It's going to have to get reassigned. So, Mr. Richmond, that is an error on my part by assigning this case to a bond hearing date on this Friday. Cases where life imprisonment or death may be imposed, the bond hearings are only going to be heard by judges, sitting judges, presiding judges who are sitting in the Superior Court of Clayton County. So this case is going to get taken off of that calendar and placed on the next available calendar for a bond hearing, which I'm checking into that now. So I'm not going to give you information that is incorrect. Okay, sir?
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Richmond can be released to go back. Is there anything else on this case that we need to address?
No, Your Honor.
From the defense.
Okay, I'm going to stop the